We're taking a close look at a truly defining narrative from Day 3 of the 2026 World Cup. It's this incredible story of suffocating pressure, the heavy burden of legacy, and that thrilling instant when a player finally steps right into the spotlight when his country needs him the most. We're going to see exactly how one specific 32nd-minute moment completely changed the trajectory of Brazil's World Cup. I mean, going into this match against Morocco, the stakes were absolutely sky-high, and early on, the momentum was completely against the Seleção. But as you'll see, a single instant of individual brilliance can flip the script of an entire tournament.
Section 1. Under pressure from Morocco, the chaotic first half.
Right from the starting whistle, Brazil was scrambling, totally under the cosh. The pace was relentless. The pressure? Absolutely suffocating. The squad was desperately trying to keep up with a game that was slipping through their fingers before it even really started. Look at this number, 30. For 30 agonizing minutes, Brazil literally chased Moroccan shadows all over the pitch. It was genuinely shocking, right? Watching a team of Brazil's caliber struggle to string even 3 coherent passes together, the famous samba rhythm was just gone, replaced by pure panic.
And the reason was pretty simple. Morocco's dominating tactics were just overwhelming. We're talking quick passing, nonstop movement, fluid positions, and overlapping fullbacks. Basically, Morocco was doing to Brazil exactly what Brazil usually does to everyone else at these World Cups. They brought the flicks, the tricks, the whole shebang. Morocco even scored an opening goal that was truly Brazilian at heart, super cheeky and flamboyant. It honestly looked like it was going to be a brutally long night for the South Americans.
Part 2. In Neymar's massive shadow, a heavy burden to carry.
Let's slow things down for a second here because you could literally feel the psychological weight out there on the pitch. With the team struggling so intensely, all eyes naturally turned to one guy to pick up the slack. Which brings us to the big dramatic question hanging in the air. With Neymar ruled out today, who would rescue Brazil? For years, in both the stats and in spirit, Neymar had lifted this team on his shoulders, carrying them as far as he could until his body gave way. Now the national team desperately yearned for someone else to take the game by the scruff of its neck. They needed magic, and that glaring spotlight landed squarely on Vinícius Júnior.
Now what's really interesting about this slide is this stark historical comparison. By the time Neymar turned 25, he had an astounding 51 goals and 27 assists in 75 games for Brazil. Vinícius, stepping onto the pitch at that exact same age, came into this match with just 8 goals and 7 assists in 46 games. That is a massive, glaring gap. For a long time, these comparisons have been eating at him, making the shadow of his great teammate seem almost impossible to escape.
And early on in this match, it kind of seemed like that weight was just too heavy for him to bear. 9. That is the number of touches Vinícius had before the 32nd minute. He was practically a ghost, just a bystander to all the chaos. 9 touches was the joint fewest of any outfielder on the pitch. Critics were saying he simply wasn't up to the task, and it looked for all the world like the game was just going to completely pass him by.
Section 3. The moment of magic. The 32nd minute.
But then, the energy shifted. Vinícius Júnior decided enough was enough. It was time to rewrite the script and take control. Let's break down exactly how this individual brilliance unfolded, step by step. Step 1. He receives the ball from Lucas Paquetá just inside the Morocco half and starts sprinting at full pelt. Step 2. Finding his path blocked by some really stubborn defending, he smartly links up with Bruno Guimarães, stepping back to find a bit of space on the flank. Step 3. Here is the absolute magic. He cuts inside, waits for Neil El Ainaoui to rush back, and then shifts to his right with violent suddenness. That sudden movement just completely takes the defensive midfielder out of the equation. And finally, step 4. Without even looking up, knowing the keeper, yes, Mbono, was covering the near post, he whips this stunning, powerful shot right into the far corner. The power, the placement, the sheer quickness of it all, it stunned Morocco and dragged Brazil right back into the game.
Part 4. The Ancelotti effect. Unlocking the potential.
Now that kind of clinical confidence doesn't just appear out of thin air. We have to talk about the crucial role of his mentor and manager Carlo Ancelotti in finally translating Vinícius's massive success at Real Madrid to the national team stage. And this brilliantly illustrates the impact. Before Carlo Ancelotti took the reins of the national squad, Vinícius managed a modest 6 goals in 39 games for his country. But look at that sudden spike. Under Ancelotti, he has 4 goals in just 11 games. It is incredibly clear that his old Real Madrid manager knows exactly how to bring out his absolute best, time and time again.
Ancelotti's faith in him is absolutely unshakable. After the match, Ancelotti said of his main man, he was very dangerous. I think he has everything in his power to have a great World Cup. That proves Vinícius has earned the complete, unwavering trust of his mentor on the world's biggest stage.
Section 5. Seizing the day. A work in progress.
So, what does this brilliant strike actually mean moving forward? The crucial takeaway for us here is that Vinícius is finally ready to seize the day in Celeste Yellow. Yeah, the team was entirely bailed out in this match. As the source analysis noted, this Brazil team is still very much a work in progress. They clearly have structural issues to sort out, which, let's be real, were painfully evident in those first 30 minutes against Morocco. But they have one massive thing going for them right now. Their star player has decided enough is enough, and he is ready to lead.
Which leaves us with this final provocative thought. Brazil is undeniably a work in progress, but with Vinícius Júnior officially stepping out of the shadows and into the light, is the 2026 World Cup theirs to lose? It is going to be a fascinating tournament to watch unfold. Thank you for joining me for this.